speaking of changes with the new administration, let's talk about Obamacare and cabinet appointees and much, much more. We are joined now by Ellis, Henican, a columnist with Newsday, and John J. LaValle, Suffolk County Republican Party chairman. Gentlemen, welcome. So, Ellis, to you, what is the likelihood Democrats, really are successful in sinking one of Trump's cabinet picks?
Well, one of them, if the bar is one, I think there's a decent chance, and particularly those where the Russia issue comes up, right? There's a huge split inside the Republican Party about whether we ought to be cozying up to Vladimir Putin. I got to tell you, I think there's a deal to be made between a unified Democratic Party and some Republicans who consider that just a dangerous and reckless idea on the part of the incoming president.
John Jay, your response. It's interesting because there's been a lot of criticism separate of the Russia issue. The nominated Treasury Secretary, Mr. Mnuchin, Steve Mnuchin, right, and his association with the bank that had some issues with its mortgage procedures. That's the most likely candidate to have some trouble.
Well, I think that's completely unfair. I mean, you look back to the Community Reinvestment Act of 1994, Bill Clinton, that caused the failure of U.S. banks. Indy Bank was a product of the failure. In 2009, under the Obama administration, they sell Indy Bank to a group of investors led by Steve Mnuchin. If the federal government was so interested in not having foreclosures, why, in fact, did they even charge them for the transfer of that bank, and why didn't they protect those homeowners? This was an investment by a private business person. That is the competition of America.
Okay.
To think that that could sink a nominee?
I hate to interrupt you, but I have a lot of stuff I want to get to, specifically the breaking news. I mean, what did you think? Was it interesting that, does it seem to you, I should ask, that Obama is rushing through this transfer of detainees from Gitmo?
Well, that is a horrible decision. I mean, I understand he's president until the 20th, but what he's doing is absolutely contrary to what the incoming president is doing, and we have to create, the new stage for President Trump, just like he asked the same to be done for him after he was elected. I don't think what he's doing is in the best interest of the people of the United States of America, certainly not the safety of our families.
Ellis, now I'm jumping over to Obamacare. It's really been a tug of war, right? We heard President Obama defending his signature legislation, Vice President-elect Pence saying, no, we got to repeal it. But then the question is, replace it. I mean, it's almost hypocritical because, right, the Republicans were so tough on Obama, just jamming this legislation through several years ago. It's almost as if roles were reversed. I know I'm feeding that right into how you're going to respond.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. The repeal part is easy, right? I mean, they got the votes. They're going to repeal the thing. But boy, that's a very dangerous thing. That's a very dangerous thing to be doing when you have no clue what the plan is. All these years since 2010, Republicans have been completely unable to come up with a plan. There's no hint that they have any plan up their sleeve right now. And you know what? A lot of parts of Obamacare are really, really popular. Go ahead and cancel some of that stuff, my friends, if you think you can.
All right, John, I'm now, I'll let you respond. Give a quick response, and then I got to get to the Julian Assange stuff and John Podesta's password, but go ahead, respond.
We have some pinpoint problems with it. We were told that the cost of health care would go down, that we'd be able to keep our doctors, that there would be more competition, and that it wouldn't affect, the middle class from a tax perspective. All that was untrue. Incoming Secretary-designee Price, he is very well situated to lead that charge and to recommend how we're going to replace these very faulty provisions that have hurt middle-class and lower-class America that are looking for health care and looking for assistance from our government.
So, John, Trump siding with Julian Assange over the hacking incident to DNC, and Julian Assange basically telling Sean Hannity, look, a child could have hacked John Podesta's email. His password was password. I mean, that's outrageous. I mean, weren't you just stunned by that? Now, doesn't it give, Trump a little, did you understand where he's coming from a little more to not stand by U.S. intelligence?
Well, I believe he will stand by U.S. intelligence, and as he's briefed, and those times will happen, he will then make decisions. But, you know, we do have a president that when this first came about in September, the current president, he just said, you know, stop it. And then now we're moving more towards his exit, and we're now imposing sanctions on the Russians. Once again,
right.
I don't know if this is an appropriate use of his power, and certainly it is in the best interest of our country. So,
the tweeter-in-chief.
But yeah.
So, guys, this conversation has been so enlightening. It pushed the markets to session highs. How about that?
Cool. Get to 20,000, will you?
I mean,
It's
really,
Get up
it's
there
painful.
already.
Go Trump.
Go on.